Hello, I'm Dr. Kajal, a faculty in the area of business communication at Jaipuria Institute of Management, Lucknow. Now, before I begin, let's just have a recap of the word star. Ever since you were a kid, you would have heard of the jingle or the rhyme, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Growing up, you would have heard of the star performer. You would have also most likely have heard of the star behavior. So why am I emphasizing on the word star? Well, the focus for this flipped video is nothing else but the star interview technique. Now, apparently when we talk of interview techniques, there are two types of interviews which are conducted. The first is the traditional interview. I'm talking of the styles. In a traditional interview, you're asked very basic questions like tell me something about yourself, so on and so forth. When I talk of the second style of interviews, it's termed as the behavioral style of interviewing, wherein the concept is to find out more about you, to actually have a peep into who you are, where you come from, and exactly how far is it that you can take the company forward. And apparently a fun fact is that while the traditional interviews are just 10% predictive of an employee's on-spot behavior, the behavioral interviews are in fact 90% predictive of an employee's on-spot behavior. So what will we be discussing today? But obviously the STAR interview. So STAR apparently is an acronym, as you can see out there. And the acronym stands for the situation, the task, the action, and the result. And you can see that it's very clearly been pointed out there that an interview is not a skill of your knowledge, but exactly how it is that you put it across. So when we're talking of a star-based interview, you would in all likelihood be asked to talk about a situation wherein you faced certain issues. Now, these issues would be related to your leadership skills, to your communication styles. How exactly did you deal with it and what was the result? For example, let's just take up a simple situation which says that share a situation or a challenge with details. So the example is during my internship at say XYZ company, my team was short-staffed and facing a significant backlog of work. The account managers were setting tough deadlines which was causing stress for my team and affecting morale. So there you have it. You have clearly chalked out the situation which you had actually been facing. You then move on. You talk about the task. And when we say the task, we are talking about your role. That is, what exactly were you supposed to do in that situation? For example, it says, as a team leader, it was my role not only to ensure my team met our deadlines, but also to communicate with other departments and keep my team motivated. So this is the task that we have described. We then move on to the action that you took, which means how exactly is it that you handle the situation. Coming back to the example, it stated, I set up a formal request process including project timeline estimates to set better expectations. I scheduled weekly meetings with managers to discuss and share my team's progress updates. So this talks exactly about how it is that you have taken the situation in hand, what your role was, and of course how you took the situation beyond that for possible resolution or solution. And then you have the result out there. And apparently the result is nothing else but a situation wherein you're supposed to outshine as the hero or the heroine or the protagonist of your story. Like in this particular case, the candidate states, by providing more transparency into my team's processes and setting better expectations with managers, we were able to reprioritize the team's to-do list and complete everything in our backlog. The following quarter, we shortened our average project timeline by 2 days. So there you have it, Eureka. You found a solution, you gave a result, and it was best suited according to the situation and the circumstance. So apparently the aim of the interview techniques, the STAR interview technique, as I had chalked out earlier, was this could be done to talk about your critical thinking skills, how creative you are. It talks about how well you can resolve conflicts, your teamwork, your problem-solving skills, leadership skills, and of course failure. A very important aspect which we somehow tend to forget and we kind of look down upon it. And the fact of the matter is, failure is in fact one of the greatest stepping stones to success. So how do you go about this? It's simple. It's not rocket science. You're just supposed to review the job description which has been floated. You consider the required skills, consider the challenges or the obstacles. You then chalk out the various situations, link it to the job profile, and then practice your answers. So what you have out here is a sample of star questions which are generic in nature. You can do this in your own spare time, and we could be discussing this in class. Beyond that, these are links to technical questions for a financial analyst and a product manager. So what I expect you to do is to go through these links, study them, understand what kind of star questions are asked and what are the responses. We'll continue from here in class. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.